It's the dump.
Culture.
There we go. I stopped it early like that.
Yeah, you did.
Would you say script? I thought, just stop it early. I'm guessing.
It's got lag. Will you leave script alone? Jesus. Oh my God.
Is script the one lagging, not me?
Yes, he's the one lagging today.
I am the one lagging, yeah.
Your internet sucks. Your computer sucks. How does that make you feel?
I'm uploading a video. I'm uploading a 4K YouTube video.
He's doing more work sitting here than you do.
Yeah, my computer just can't focus like me. So what's up?
So when is Culture Casino going to replace the face on Humpty Dumpty with yours, Scott?
Oh, I did not think of that.
That would be cool.
I did not think of that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Maybe we'll have to do that, but we'll talk about that later. Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday edition of The Dump. We call it the Humpty Dump. And tonight we have a couple great topics to talk about, some great panelists, a great guest. I don't know if you can call him a guest now that he's been on like 2 weeks in a row, but Paulie is here. Latino Slant is the YouTube channel. How you doing, Paulie?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for bringing me on last minute. Always a pleasure to put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just so everybody out there knows, we were actually going to have Kiri Howard on. If you aren't subscribed to Kiri, please do. But Kiri, I've got a tickle in my throat. I'm sorry. Kiri lives in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Did you say something?
Away.
Yeah. So
you said something.
Yeah, you said something. Anyways, so she was willing to do it, but I think Cyberpunk is releasing and she wanted to be able to stream, so she'll be on next week.
Yeah, you got to hit that iron while it's hot.
And I told her I would have done the same exact thing, so don't worry about it because she felt bad.
With all the whatever, I guess they were trying to throw anti-trans stuff up on there. You know what I mean? So Kiri, go out there and kill that game, girl.
That's what I love about Kiri. Kiri, I mean, she literally says she's there to break stereotypes, and she does. So thank you, Paulie, for being here. Paulie, you have a show tomorrow night. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna have our musical Christmas show. We're gonna be raising money for Music Cares out of the Grammy Foundation. It's a nonprofit. It's basically a go-to for musicians who can't afford health insurance. So we're gonna raise money for them. Any of the tips made during the show tomorrow, throw it to them. We have live special performances of Christmas songs by Andy Vargas, Nina Diaz, and a couple other musicians that I rounded up.
That's awesome.
You're talking about my best friend, Andy.
Your boy, your homie.
Yeah, my homeboy. We're down. Yeah. We watched Blood In, Blood Out together.
Congrats, Paulie. That sounds like a great lineup, man.
Well, we know anyone that wants to come by and wish, say Merry Christmas, I'll send you guys the link because it's a party. I just want people to stop in and, the artists are really excited to come back and perform. So they've been working out all the technical, to make sure they sound decent for tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it is. You know what? When it comes to streaming like stuff now, music and stuff, it's the year of the vid. And I think people let things go. Like the production doesn't have to be great. If you're in your house and you're willing to sing Christmas carols for, a good cause, I got your support, or I support you. Andy's a great guy. Now, who's the other artist?
I am debuting my Christmas outfit. So here you go.
Cool. It's pretty fly.
I
like the hat.
The hat I got from 99-cent store. So boom, it's like a couple bucks.
That is a beautiful one, brother. That's a beautiful one. So I'm hoping to be there at 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night. Guys, make sure you follow the link. I'm hoping it's in the chat, and make sure you're subscribed to Paulie. But we got so much to talk about. Yeah. How are you doing tonight, Jayne?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here.
Happy to see you here. I see. You know what? You're still low on hours, but you are gaining subs, and I am really happy about that. Yeah. How close are you now with watch hours?
I'm right at 500. So awesome. So close.
We literally could do that in like a day or two. If we just get a Jayne Theory watch hour campaign going, just Go to her site, guys. Go to her YouTube main page. Hit play all videos. Boom.
Boom.
It's done. I did it. I'll do it right
Thank
after this one
you.
too.
Dude, we should all
You're welcome, buddy.
have an impromptu live stream on Friday night over at Jayne's channel.
Ooh.
Do something crazy. Talk about some, borderline YouTube stuff. People love it.
A midnight.
Definitely
shift.
doing it on somebody else's page, right, Steven? Somebody else's channel. I see what you're doing there. Anyways, below me and 3 seconds behind, the great script doctor.
Hello.
How are you doing, my friend?
Everything should be caught up now.
Yeah,
the uploading has just
Dang.
finished. I did deliberately pause for 3 seconds so I could do
Yeah,
that.
I know you did. That was great.
So how are things going?
They're going well. I'm officially caught up with all my reviews. So after the dump tonight, I'm dropping my Star Trek Discovery the Sanctuary review. So be sure to check that out. And also check out, I did a live stream. I was a guest on Nerd Cookie's channel earlier. So after that, go check out that thing. We talked a little bit about Dune. So
nice.
go head over there.
Yeah, I heard. I was listening while I was cleaning my car and stuff like that. I was like, "Oh, it's a great talk, you two."
Yeah, they're
was a
two
good-
smart people.
Great discussion. Yeah.
They really are. I was on a stream. You and Nerd Cookies are a lot like. I was on a stream the other night with Comics Division and
Raquel?
God, Raquel Biggs. Briggs.
Yeah.
Raquel. I kept getting Rachel in my head. I'm sorry, Raquel. Raquel is really smart.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
She's, she is very smart, and Comics can hold his own too. And I had to go in on the technology side of what they were talking about. I felt like a caveman.
Raquel's awesome. She's the type of person that could easily eviscerate you.
Oh yeah.
But
she's got a great background in education and communications and how technology and communications are used in current era. Plus, she knows stuff about Greek literature and philosophy. Like she's a great resource. She's on Drew Taylor's channel, Supreme Heretic, with the Pegasus Actual podcast, which I am looking forward to doing tomorrow because I've been away for a while, having to catch up. And she's a fantastic conversationalist and knows her stuff. She's a wonder and a delight. Every once in a while, we do get in a little debate, but my God, like she keeps me on my toes.
Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah, like that. We love it.
The week of disagreeing and debating.
Yeah. Steven, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, because I'm about to cut you off again, but what were you going to say, Steven?
No, I was just going to say Raquel's great. I was going to mention the podcast. He already did. Raquel's also going to be helping me with my sci-fi. So after Script helps me clean it up a little bit, she's going to help me edit it. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, she's wonderful.
That's perfect.
She will be on the dump very soon too. We've been talking behind the scenes. Just so y'all know, let me finish my introductions. The great Stephen Walton, author of the Fandom Menace Volume 2. I'm trying to be nice.
I know. Thank you.
Fandom Menace Volume 2. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well. One thing, actually, no, I'm not doing very well. Nerd Cookies. I started. Remember, we were talking earlier. I was going to do a reaction to Cobra Kai Season 3, the trailer, and then I was like, maybe I want to do something else. I asked her for some advice, and then she gave me a couple ideas. I was recording at Nerd Cookies. I spent 43 minutes recording this manuscript, the script I wrote for the video, and my mic kept cutting out. I didn't realize it, so I had to scrap the whole thing. So that part sucks. But what is kind of cool is, would you share my screen for me real quick? Steph?
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. And I did not know Cobra Kai. There was a commercial for the 3rd season. I have to check that out.
And
what are those, Steven?
This is the Fandom Collective trading card set from all the trading cards they made last year, or a lot of them. They reached out to people and got their consent. So I ordered mine, and I want to show some support to Flipped Out and Rookie Critic, good friends of mine, but that started on YouTube. Oz Fallon and Orange Hat, and of course Rogue Entertainment's own The Place to Be Reviews, ETEP. So I just wanted to share the word out, let you guys know that that's out there. It's kind of cool, man. It's not Fandom Menace, it's collective. So it's everybody in our umbrella community, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So pick up those cards and support the collective. It's only $15.
That's cool.
Well, I definitely will get that. And I was listening to somebody, I don't know who it was it us last night or somebody the night before, but the fandom menace, it's a hashtag, and I understand people like I don't support the I respect you guys, but I don't support the fandom menace. I'm not in that group. But the truth is, it's not a group, it's a thought of it's a way of thinking about
it's an ideology.
It's an ideology of what is going on in Hollywood society today. The destruction of our modern myths, the repurposing of characters we love. And I think a lot of people that don't consider themselves fandom menace truly are, if you're talking about the ideology, fandom menace. And I know we should say it.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please.
I'm sorry when I do that. I'm not. It's an overall fandom community. Really, it's a pro fandom thing, and there's more people that exist in our indie sphere and within the umbrella fandom community. That like this whole sphere of channels and people. You ain't got no hashtag required. But you're right. I think the idea of having the right to an opinion, whether you like something or not, is something we should be able to espouse without having to worry about harassments or false narratives or debate. Yeah, you're going to get debated. Everybody has different opinions. You got to be able to hold your own in a debate or just choose not to. But overall, we all have that right. At least that's how I see the fandom menace as a person who's documenting what has happened. So, yeah, man, that's why I like the collective. They're about everybody, even people that I can't stand. they talk to and they're cool with. So, I got to give them credit for that. So they're
truly neutral. They're neutral. They
truly
just
neutral.
Want to help out fandom.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about your book, Steven, how's that going? Is it still available? What's going on?
Yeah, the Phantom Menace Volume 2 is still available. The audio books, goddamn, I'm trying to pay Rob and he won't message me back for the audio book. But everything's going good. I'm waiting on a couple people. Hit up John Talks last night because some of the people who have offered to work with this book aren't writers. They've written things, but they're not necessarily writers. So those people I've been in communication with in the last week and tried to help guide them. And so I'm just waiting on John's Itchy Comics and Gary, and then I will compile those together with the rest of the material and let you guys know when the book will be out, probably late February. And Script, I need your PO box again.
Oh yeah, I'll DM that to you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And just remember, guys, when he's finished with Volume 2, he's going to go into sci-fi, come back a year later, hopefully with Volume 3 and 4, which I'm hoping for a chapter in one of them because I'm special. Thanks, buddy. And next up, the greatest mod. He is he was an apprentice of Tommy's, but now he's an equal with Tommy, and he's a great artist at that. Makini 90 or Makini, however you feel like it being said, my friend. How are you doing, bud?
Man, I am doing great. We're just I'm just rolling off of this just absolute hype for tomorrow, since it's going to be the official release of Cyberpunk 2077. We just did a stream earlier with Drew, Ansel Straven, Kai, Runner, and Dastardly Mads, myself. We just build up our hype, and what you're seeing on my avatar is the character I'm drawing for during the 3-part draw streams I'm doing for Cyberpunk, because on part 3, I'm going to take this avatar, I'm going to take this character, and I'm actually going to try to recreate that in game just to showcase for the 3rd part. But I am so hyped about this, and I'm putting this on Teespring as well, so definitely stay tuned for that.
That's a beautiful and you know how to draw breasts. I love you.
Oh gosh.
And they're strong ones at that,
Yeah, jigglers.
Yeah,
real quick,
they're not weak. Paulie, how do you feel about breasts?
Hey, how do I feel about breasts?
Yeah.
With these 2 hands.
Good answer.
And they're exclusively Mrs. Slants. So anyways.
There you go, brother.
Oh my God.
I just threw a loop there for you. See, Paulie? That's the dump right there. That's the dump. We are inappropriate. And guys, make sure you hit the like button and share the stream, because YouTube ain't helping us out. Are you a Cyberpunk fan there, Paulie?
I'm not a gamer. I'm not, but I support.
Me
and it's fun to see all the guys get so passionate and argue about it, and but I'm still not gonna. If I did, I would not be living in this house with Mrs. Slant.
So yeah, I agree with you on that. I have a I have a PlayStation. What is it? I don't even know what number. 4. I got like a year and a half ago on a road trip, and I have not touched it since I've been home. So like, it's just, I don't have time. I wish I did, because the games today are so advanced, so beautifully drawn. Like the I don't know, the technology's just moved so far ahead of even just 2 years ago. So it is exciting. Makini, I will definitely be watching that. Oh, look who's here.
What's up, bitches?
What's
Hey,
up?
Tom.
Yo, Lauren
Hey.
Chen, bro. Lauren Chen.
I know, that is so sick. You got Roman Millennial.
We've had her on before.
I
Yeah,
didn't
she's
know
been
that.
on multiple times.
I
Hasn't
had
she?
no idea.
It's just like,
I thought that was badass.
You guys, it's
Did
funny
you guys-
because you guys act like it's all funny. Like when it's like you forget that I know famous people all the time.
Yeah, you know a lot of famous
I
people.
know.
Does she smell nice?
I don't know. I've never met her in person, but I imagine she probably does. She's gorgeous. Whoever her
Next time, I know she is.
if she has
next
a
time you're
significant
on.
other, they're a very lucky individual. I'll tell you that.
She
They are.
does. I've looked into it.
Because she comes in this morning, she's all like, "Yeah, I'm all slumming it," kind of thing, like with the looks thing. I'm like, whatever. Because she's like, "I'm feeling the best," and we're just sitting here like, we're not on camera because we got a face for radio. Jesus,
Yeah.
if you're like not even trying and you look that good, woman, and you don't feel good, you're
Right.
making me feel like shit.
Would you want to see this? Her or this?
Who is this we're talking about? Whoa.
Lauren Chen.
Lauren Chen, she used to be
Oh,
known
that's
as
right.
Roman Millennial.
No, I saw Tom. You and Laura for a second today. Yeah, cool.
I watched your last stream with her, and it was just
Gorgeous.
she's very well versed and
Yes, she is.
intelligent.
Oh,
Really cool.
she's a huge professional in the industry, definitely.
Yeah, everything y'all said, and I would give her my real name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to get to our first topic of the evening. And a lot of YouTubers are a little nervous about this one, but it's got to be talked about. So this is from the official blog from YouTube. Tell me if I go robo. Yesterday was the safe harbor deadline for the U.S. presidential election, and enough states have certified their election results to determine a president-elect. Given that, we will start removing any piece of content uploaded today or anytime after.
Did Howard the Duck win or not?
His name is Howard the Duck. Duck. He's still working on his lawsuit.
Right.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I meant the real Howard the Duck because
I
back
know.
in like the 70s, he actually did run for president. But
During
What?
Disco Duck era?
no, there was like this thing in like the comics that like it was Howard for president. There was no buttons and everything, and I think it was the 76
Oh yeah, I
election.
do remember seeing pictures of that.
Yeah,
Those wacky 70s people.
people are like, "Fuck this! I don't want to vote for anybody. I'm voting for Howard the Duck." I think he got like 6% of the vote or some shit.
Well,
I'm
who did
kidding.
you have
Not
in
that
76?
much, probably, but 0.06
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, but who did you have in 76? You had what?
I think
Ford
that's-
and,
Yeah, Ford and
Come on.
was it Ford? Yeah, it would have been
Ford.
Ford and Carter by then. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. I know some things.
I know. I
so
was trying to remember my maths.
All right. Misleads
math
people
is
by
racist.
alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential election in line with our approach towards historical U.S. presidential elections. For example, we will remove videos claiming that a presidential candidate won the election due to widespread software glitches or counting errors. We will begin enforcing this policy today and will ramp up in the weeks to come. As always, news coverage and commentary on these issues can remain on our site if there's sufficient education, documentary, scientific, or artistic context. So we got to get artistic with this, people.
Now, this is the same platform that allowed people to do like the bleach challenge type shit, right? Like, just so we're clear.
iPod.
And they're also doing the Tide Pod stuff as well.
Oh yeah, I was being facetious and making fun of the Tide Pod thing, but that's my point. Is okay, we can show. Yeah, exactly, Jane. Yes, thank you. Like this is, and again, like I'm not going to say I believe all this stuff, but at the same time, I don't feel like it should be my place or to to say that anybody shouldn't be able to talk about these things. And I don't think the government should be either, because that's what the freedom of speech is. Now, yes, granted, YouTube is not a free speech platform. Right. But I think they're overstepping their bounds a little bit here.
They are for their tax bracket. They get tax breaks for being an open platform. Correct, Jayne?
I believe so, but I've always wondered about that because it never really quite made sense why they would make that deal with the government in the first place. You have to wonder about what's actually happening in terms of government involvement in these companies that get that particular benefit. But they are a private platform, and we have terms of service we agree to.
That's where I disagree, and we might have to look into this, Jayne. With the tax code they use, it's an open platform. They are allowed to, because of Congress giving them the right to like make sure bullying and threatening and certain things don't happen, but they're supposed to be an open platform for Discord. And if they want to be considered a private platform, because they are a privately owned company, they're not government, but if they want to be considered a private platform, they're going to be taxed differently. And that's like the big thing the government holds over them.
But I think that's how they narrowly define this as false information that they're targeting.
Just so you guys are aware, I can watch no less than 5 videos right now on YouTube on how to build a time machine.
Right. Very good. You know, a great point there, Tom, though.
So if anyone were going to make a case, it's a fantastic point, because that's the case you would make, is that they're discriminating, that they're treating people differently. They're preferring certain false information over other false information.
I guarantee you half this shit would kill you.
It's still not.
The other part too is that if they're not taken down after this official blog post, that means that the science to those time machine videos might be real.
I'll be back.
Oh,
and if I'm back, hopefully it's in the future.
It removes the ability for opinion. I mean, Tim Pool looked into this because he does a lot of that type of commentary and news updates from his perspective. It kind of removes the ability to have an opinion. If basically you're allowed to report on a paper or an article that has been written that is presenting information, because that's for myself. I'm looking for factual information. If there was something illegal, if there are things that are illegal that are going on, I want to know. But I don't want a fantasy. I want to be given factual information, because for the integrity of my electoral process in my country.
Yeah, but still, Steven, if somebody's giving you information that they truly believe, or someone's doing research on it, and they might have something that, like, they signed it. They're telling people that people didn't sign affidavits. They're telling people that there was a water main break or a pipe break in one of the buildings when
it was
a lot of the evidence says no. To me, though, it seems that, if I was an outsider looking in, YouTube is taking a side and suppressing the other side.
Well,
if I was somebody from the outside looking in.
Well, this is the thing. But if you go on Twitter, and they have their fact checkers, and I believe they're biased. Same thing on Facebook. I posted something, just a general statement on Facebook the other day, which I don't use all that often, and they flagged me for false information or contested information or whatnot. And it was about the video, the Georgia video. And so that's what we have, these social media companies that are using I don't think fact checkers, bias checkers really is what they are, that decide what is, no matter if it is a piece of video footage in your face showing one thing, they can come along and say, no, you misunderstood that's this. And so that is the censorship of it. The control and flow of information part of it is what concerns me. Not being able to give an opinion. YouTube isn't a free speech platform, but it's got various opinions. It's an opinionated platform for a lot of people, and now you won't be able to give your opinion based on information you're receiving from media sources.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Because they don't trust people to make their own decision. They don't trust us to be able to watch a video. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people who own this platform don't trust us to watch different videos from different opinions and come to our own independent conclusion. It's
like the Well, it's like the old argument that, there should be a law about hate speech. But if there was a law, then, maybe you wouldn't know that the guy down the street is actually, a Yahtzee. But because he's allowed to spew his garbage, you're like, okay, now I know that guy down the street is a Yahtzee. He's a moron.
Yeah.
When you start to do things like this, you take things from being open and out and you put them in the back where more dangerous things can happen. I think the Silicon Valley, the big six of tech, let's just say, they are more powerful than any monopoly we have seen in the history of the United States. And that's going U.S. Steel. That's going, the Rothschilds, not the Rothschilds, but Standard Oil. Yeah, thank you. They're more powerful because they control information.
And they have been colluding to do this. Phantom Menace Volume 1, Chapter 1. I lay it out for you. They have been colluding to do this.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so there is evidence, statements, just flat out
videos,
people telling you, yes, we are trying to control the flow of information, the direction of information, and the narrative of it. So I see that as a step in that direction.
This is the same YouTube where I have to go through more than 30 Sasquatch videos before I actually get to a Jack Link's Sasquatch video, meaning all the rest before that are claiming Sasquatches are real, folks.
Right, take it.
But there you go, man.
I mean, you're a Sasquatch. I'm hitting it with my car hard. I'm backing up, hitting it again. Then I'm gonna run over it. Then I'm gonna tie it to my hood and drive straight into a town and sell it.
Wow. Let me ask you, Paulie. Now, I don't know what side you fall on. You don't have to tell us here, but do you agree that they should have the right, if there's people still out there, me included, that thinks something was a little off with this 2020 election, things happened, excuses were made, video footage, affidavits were signed, do they have a right? Let's say the tax code says it's an open platform. They have the right to suppress people trying to get their information out, because they're even saying the news will be suppressed if it doesn't follow their criteria.
The nudes will be suppressed? They're going after adult content on YouTube?
No nudes should be suppressed.
Nudes definitely, always. Thank you, Script Doctor. Nudes.
What if they're Lena Dunham nudes?
Oh, God, stop.
Suppress the hell out of them bitches.
I asked Paulie a question, guys. Let's hear what Paulie has to say and get that thought out of my mind. Thanks a lot, Tom.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Right. Well, look, I mean,
I didn't like that homeboy, the quartering guy use that derogatory word to make a point and to do a pull, but it's free speech, right? I did I once tell him this, I don't even know if he did on YouTube. He did on Twitter, but I would assume that they suppress shit. I don't know what, but YouTube ends up suppressing and taking my video off on my rebuttal. So, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but it's like,
don't fucking swear on my channel.
Yeah, I apologize.
No, I'm fucking kidding.
But it's really strange. Like what Tom says, you got to go through 30 Sasquatches. I got to go through 30 people using the derogatory word, and then maybe my one rebuttal will come up. And if their tax bracket is open, what did you call it?
Well, it's an open platform. It's supposed to be an open platform for Discord.
And besides, this whole thing with the election, it's not wrapped up officially, is it?
No, and that's what they're also trying to say, that we've gotten to harbor something.
A certain technically it has. It's just that you do still have lawsuits pending, or not lawsuits, but appeals pending.
And that is the word, guys. That is the word, and I think I just went too far with it, and in the title I said we do not use the word blah blah blah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And that was just my opinion, but I still haven't had time.
You did say don't use, right? You know, like why would they suppress it? Because they just caught the algorithm caught a word and they were
whatever.
Like,
I was just trying to. I was just harping on. You know, elevate your argument, bro. You know what the fuck?
Right. No, that's making an argument though about that. Like you should be able to express what it is you're talking about.
You know.
Yeah, I love the quartering. I don't know what the argument was, but I could see him definitely. Sorry, go ahead, Jane.
No, I was just going to say that's the whole thing. If 230 has to do with allowing them to not be held responsible for what people say and do on their platform, right? Mm-hmm. The whole idea is that every user is responsible for what they say. So they don't have to intervene. Like whatever consequences they're trying to protect from, this doesn't make any sense. But if they're going to take on that responsibility, if they're going to say, okay, we're actually going to govern what people say on our platform, then they don't need 230.
Yep.
It's one or the other.
Publisher.
Exactly.
It's the whole thing. I remember listening to Dave Cole and Computing Forever saying thing that wanting to YouTube and a lot of these other Silicon Valley tech platforms, they want to act as both a publisher and a platform, and you can't do both.
That's it. You're absolutely right. There's a difference between being a publisher where you can control the content of your platform or an open platform. And the two tax breaks are a big difference. And again, these companies are so powerful. Something we've never seen in the history of civilization, at least this civilization, that we know of, so it's kind of a weird road that has not been traveled yet. And I think the government is 10 years behind social media. I mean, they still allow people to say that in that speech at Charlottesville that Trump, said there was good white super pizzas.
They manipulated to infer that he said that they were good on both sides, but that's not what he did because he prefaced that saying that. Yeah, he prefaced that saying he didn't agree with those people first.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He didn't. He denounced them right before he said, "But there's good people on both sides of the argument," which he meant was the Confederate flag. And again, this is America. Okay, these companies are American companies. If they want to have their platform in this country, they should at least support the Second Amendment, First Amendment, and the right to free speech is, a huge part of our soul.
Or apply things equitably or equally. If you're going to do this, just take all political speech off the platform. Just do that.
Leave on
that way it applies to everybody. Nobody can talk about politics. Just talk about cooking or music or makeup or whatever.
As long as I can talk about boobs, I'm good.
I mean, look at the people that we know that have gotten deplatformed that I watch. Okay, so Josiah
Rises.
Thank you, man. I'm stuck on his name. Dude, I have learning disability. Sometimes my brain goes too fast. Josiah Rises. God, I hate you. Josiah is one of the...
Tranquilo.
I watch all his videos. Mm-hmm. He has an opinion. He's right-leaning, conservative. I don't know if he's religious, but it seems Christian conservative. Yeah. And they strike his channel so he can't monetize anymore. The guy's living was taken away from him after he took his channel from like 15,000 to like 170,000 in a few months, like less than a year. Yeah. That dude put in the work.
Yeah.
And they took it from him.
And Josiah's been working hard for a long time. Nice. I've been watching him as long as everybody else. He was on Geeks and Gamers regularly before that channel blew up. And he had, it's to see all that work taken away without he didn't have any copyright strikes, warnings of any kind. They just dictated that he was propagandizing something they didn't believe in, which what he was saying, in my opinion, was perfectly...
Well, even if that is the case, that's still a harsh punishment. It should have been the video taken down, not his entire fucking channel.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and yet that's what they're saying is that they're taking down the videos and channels.
Mm-hmm.
That's just wrong.
Has he gotten it back? I know he was fighting it or something.
No, he's been.
I don't think he's monetized. No, he's still not monetized.
No, they've denied his remonetization.
Yeah,
right. And it's not like he said anything controversial, maybe to somebody who's left leaning, but I watch his videos. He's very respectful. He has an opinion. And when you do that, or you send out a letter like this, and I disagree with you, Jayne. I thought there's nothing in the Constitution. I thought it was January 21st is the day we swear in the president.
No,
and I didn't think there was.
Once the certifications are done, there's nothing else to do between now and then but prep the candidate who will become the next president.
And that
so why did Gore get so long? Why did they?
Supreme
because
Court.
they didn't certify it.
The lawsuits
because Gore
are
got
still
37 days.
Yeah, there's lawsuits still pending. So,
but there are still.
There's nothing at the Supreme Court right now.
And I believe 17 different Republican states just backed up the Texas lawsuit.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. The federal courts
a lot going on, man.
are rejecting the lawsuits, and a lot of these are Republican. I mean, it's not. I think a lot of people just don't really know what's being challenged, and that it's not going to impact the outcome of the election. It's just not. The lawsuits they're filing are just not significant enough.
No, they're separate. It's separate, right? I mean,
well, I feel like it's to get knowledge out. They want the. They might want the
trail.
It's
a paper
trail. Change the.
It's not even that. It's little things like in Pennsylvania. One of the lawsuits that was briefly at the Supreme Court had to do with people not signing their addresses on envelopes. Their mail-in ballots that had their addresses printed on them. It's like technicalities that they're trying to go after in different places. Some of the cases are more significant than others, like whether or not they weren't able to observe properly or challenge certain ballots. But a lot of them are really, truly petty lawsuits.
Right.
And that's why they're not going anywhere. And so just, sort of stepping back and away from all of it, it's not going to change the outcome. But that doesn't mean that people shouldn't be able to have their opinion.
I mean, you don't think the case stating that states illegally change the rules for voting during election year without use of the state's assembly is not going to impact, or the legislature is not going to impact?
I don't think the Supreme Court is necessarily going to do that, especially
they kicked the Pennsylvania one back
because every state has the right to establish their own voting process.
Well, they do,
and a lot of the things that were being done, because I know what you're talking about. Like in different states, they changed all these laws ahead of the election
without going through
without the due process of the change. That I think that's what the contention is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But that wasn't the case everywhere, and
that's true.
You also have situations where both parties were playing this game to try to get an advantage. So I don't see the Supreme Court overturning it because they're not going to necessarily want to throw out the ballots of people who are.
I don't think it's going to come. I don't think that's what that's what the Trump's end game is with the Supreme Court.
You think he's going for a contingent election, one state, one vote type of tactic?
I think
that's the only path at this point. I think to victory. Yeah.
And to claim that it was just an illegal election, that it was.
But to what end, though? It's not going to.
Yeah, what I think is
let me look it up because
he wants to go out, and if he's going out in a blaze of glory.
No. If it is, then they call the election in the House, and each state has a vote, and boom,
right.
That's
and by default right now.
By default,
the majority of states are Republican.
Yep.
Yeah.
All they got to do is and I forgot the act. I forgot like the
25th Amendment. No, that's the president.
The 18s. I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on.
Well, is it the 18 prohibition?
Liquor? Oh no, it is. I don't know. It was a bad one.
Too, is that the integrity of our country is at stake? I don't see.
And I'll be honest,
that happening because they're not going to want to do anything that could cost us the progress we've made so far as a nation.
No,
and something like that, overturning an election, that in that particular manner, there's no one would accept that.
Well, it's basically going back to the shit we were dealing with back when there was all that talk about Hillary pulling something like that back. To me, it's that kind of extreme. It's like, I don't think it'll get to that point. And if he does, I think he'll lose a lot of support at that point, because you got to kind of let go at some point, and you're just kind of coming off like the kid who just refuses to admit that he lost.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let's go back to 2016. There was many videos still to this day. I mean, Hillary Clinton still thinks she was robbed, and people said he stole the election. And even though he was the, sworn in president, YouTube allowed all these videos saying he stole the election.
And that's a very great point.
Right. And now all of a sudden, because it's on the other side, which, maybe YouTube's management doesn't agree with that, political view. Now they're going to all of a sudden suppress people on this side who feel like they do have a valid, because people do have a valid argument. They have a valid argument. There's a lot of shady things that seem to happen. I'm not saying complete, but there looks like to be some shady shit that went down.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be valid. I think people just should be able to have their opinion, period. You be able to, on your own channel, say what you want to say, period. And other YouTubers can contest it or challenge it or make reaction videos. I mean, that's what YouTube is. And what they're doing is destroying that, and it's not going to stop here.
It's like a speaker's corner. A person can go out on the street, say something crazy or say something profound, and then a person listening to can object to it or support it or what have you. And that was the nature of towns. And now we have a digital version of this, which is YouTube. Right. But the people in charge don't want to follow that tradition with regards to our society. They want to do something a little different. And on the corporate side of things, I understand their perspective, but given what YouTube is kind of being changed to based on the people that put up content, it seems like that type of perspective isn't going to be viable for their sustainability in the future. And
with the president-elect, being sworn in, these platforms know they have at least 4 more years of somebody who is going to support whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put in the private chat something. It's his US code. It's what he's gunning for. It's pretty long. Sorry, man.
Is it the one from Deadline? Deadline?
No, this is actual. No, that Deadline's a Zorro.
Oh man, I was hoping we were gonna get past this soon.
Well, we will.
You know what? I don't have to put it in.
No, it's all right. It is important to YouTube in a way. So
I'd like to see it later.
Because I have one question with regards to that, which is
a whole. Because he's not going for the Supreme Court, none of this stuff.
Right.
It's a constitutional crisis, right? And then that's why he's not going to concede, guys.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, put it in there so I can read it.
Part of the thing, too, that I don't think he understands is that a lot of the Republican elite establishment never liked him.
That's right.
Never did. Pretended to, because our party unites. I mean, that's what we do. That's how we win. But at the end of the day, they did not like him. Never did.
That's because
he's a New York Democrat running as a Republican.
Right.
Exactly.
And he's not plugged in to all of the backroom deals and all of the slimy shit that career politicians get.
Well, he did it. Yeah,
he's doing his own thing.
But Jayne,
well, he didn't need anybody's
Jayne,
money.
you say that, but they're already. He doesn't need them. He just needs. All he really need is one to stand up and contest it. Thing is that a lot of those people are getting death threats, and their families. They know where these people live.
Right now.
Yeah.
They don't need him. They never wanted him.
In U.S. history, has there been a contingent election before? I'm not 100% familiar with that.
Let me see.
Not one that I can recall offhand, but I'm sure that there has been. It's
not
America.
To this degree. Not to this degree. I think Nick McCabe says it best,
You
and I
probably
don't know
have
why
to
he's
go back
not
to
here.
the Civil War time.
That's what it is. That's what this code is from.
Yes.
Right.
You're exactly right.
Sam, welcome. Welcome to the panel. Sam, read what your brother wrote.
Okay, Nick says, I'm getting sick and tired of all the dubiousness from both sides of the spectrum.
That doesn't sound like Nick at all. You got to try again.
And then Steven, if you could read this.
Yeah, there's no way. It's not words.
Oh, my bad. Okay, we're gonna move on, guys. The next one up is we are going to be talking about something even more fun. Hey, us. I think I gave that one to
me.
Did I give it to you? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I gave you. Is it Santa?
Yes.
Yeah. Douche Santa. Yeah. I'm sorry. People have been talking about this, but I just this broke my heart seeing that footage. I got kids, and the kid's only 4, even though he looks like he's like tall as like 11-year-old. But
that kid's 4?
Yeah, he's 4.5 years old.
I thought he was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, he looked much older. That's
why
his
mom still breastfeeding him.
I don't know. He is a giant. But Steven, why don't you start it off and let us know what this is all about?
Sure. This is from The Hill by Dominic Mastriogello. Okay.
Good job with that.
Shorten it up, Dom. Come on. All right. Mole Santa brings Nerf gun to boy who cried when told no guns for Christmas. A mall in Chicago has apologized and delivered a surprise to a young boy who was told by a mall Santa Claus that he could not have a toy gun for Christmas. Video posted by the boy's mother on Facebook shows Michael asking a Santa at the Harlem Irving Plaza Mall for a Nerf gun. No, I don't. No guns, the Santa replied. Not even a Nerf gun. If your dad wants to bring you into that, that's fine, but I can't bring you into it. What else would you like? The boy eventually breaks into tears. That's awful. You go ahead.
I mean, we could probably show the video. What kills me is this. I don't know if a lot of us are parents. When you go to a Santa, first, you're hoping your kid doesn't cry before they take the picture. Second, Santa, what do you want? The kid says, something outrageous. I want a pony. Santa usually makes eye contact with the parent to see where they should go from there.
That or they're supposed to say shit like, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Right.
I almost started this stream.
Most Santas I've heard have said, well, as long as you promise not to shoot your sibling or parents with it, then I think we can I think you'll be surprised. Like that's usually what they do.
All kidding aside, yeah. You're just supposed to nod and go, yeah, Santa will see what he can do or whatever.
Right. Yeah, if you were a good boy, maybe you will. But you look at the mother actually, like, because he says the kid's real quiet. And he goes, Nerf gun. And Santa goes, a gun? No, I can't do that. And the mother goes, no, it's Nerf. So right there, you should know, okay, mom's supporting this because she's correcting me. Right. Santa should have said, oh, a Nerf gun. Then
yeah, that's fine.
No,
you don't want a real one yet.
He was using his platform to espouse his beliefs.
Here's where Santa should have been educational.
What state was this?
Chicago.
Illinois. Yeah, Illinois.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, Chicago. I mean, God.
Yeah, because if the kid said I want a gun, Santa'd be like, well, guns aren't toys, but if you want a toy, and he's
not
like,
until you're
like,
12,
there
son.
we go.
Yeah,
in Louisiana, he would already have a gun, a real one. So
right?
Damn,
yeah, it sounds like this like Santa Claus or playing the Santa Claus just like it doesn't want to it doesn't like disseminating like real firearms with actual toy.
Well, they're bringing their personal
BB
politics.
guns.
Yeah.
Right. You take Santa. It's like Santa is the biggest neutral out there. He goes to any country that allows him to, unless it's communist, he'll go to any country, be what they need him to be. Either give the kids gifts, give them cookies. At some point in German history, he used to beat them with the switch kids that were bad, but it just breaks my heart that this person is playing a role. These are children, and you're pushing your agenda on a little kid and ruining, Christmas because he's 4. This is like going to be maybe one of the first years he remembers.
This guy needs to start his own line. We need some Krampuses, mall Krampuses, and if you really want to be abusive to children, then like bad kids, and you take him to the Krampus at the mall, and then he should say things like this. No, you're not getting anything.
And Krampus will shove him in a sack.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, Sam, let me ask you, being the foreigner on the group, what do you feel about Santa telling this kid he can't have a Nerf gun?
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I think Santa is a bit of a fuckface.
Damn.
But
hell yeah.
honestly, it's not a concern of mine. And if it's a partisan issue, Santa needs to remember that there are also left-wing gun owners as well. And I think he's a bit of an idiot if he thinks that's only one-sided. And yeah, he's just a fuckwit. What can I say?
It's a Nerf gun, for God's sakes.
Is it a cultural thing? Like, do they not do guns there? I don't understand.
No, Chicago's close enough to Wisconsin where that's bullshit. Or you mean Australia?
Well, I just like to put in my hat. I just like to put in my hat and be Rasa Claus. I'll, come kids. We'll give you BB guns, pellets, todo, man.
You go.
Well, here's the thing: is I would expect the same amount of outrage on the other side, and rightfully so. If a little boy asked for a Barbie doll, and Santa were to turn around and say, "Oh, that's not for a boy. That's a girl's toy." Exactly. If a boy actually did want a Barbie doll, I would honestly, no, I'm serious.
I know you're serious. I know where you're going.
But no, I mean, honestly, I would feel like there should be something said in the same vein. To me, it's a nonpartisan issue. Like you guys are saying, Santa should be nonpartisan. If the parent gives you that no kind of thing, that's one thing. Like Scott was saying at the front. But come on.
Oh no, son! You don't want a GI Joe. Here's a soy latte.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. If I can imagine that this Santa would do something like that, Steven. That's the thing, and you can't be having that shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. My mom would have made the same argument, man.
And what kills me is this guy. This boy's dad is a police officer. He's probably been raised understanding that gun safety and this and that.
Yeah.
And again, it's a freaking Nerf gun. We used to shoot each other with BB guns, no face shots, even though some people got hit in the face. It's a freaking Nerf gun.
Even if it was a BB gun, I could understand a little bit more.
Yeah,
this is a fucking Nerf gun, and honestly, I can't even believe Nerf hasn't jumped on this yet and sent this kid a truckload of Nerf shit.
I think they already did. I think they sent.
Well, the store sent a Santa with a Nerf gun. That is what this story is about. But I can't believe Nerf hasn't jumped on this and been send that kid a truckload of Nerf stuff. No!
Hell yeah, man. This is the best chance we've had since 1989. Go for it.
Right.
Sadly, that's my point. Yeah, it's not like Nerf's blowing up the fucking toy industry right now. It's
right. Well,
no, they've got a huge market on their customs.
Nerf for nothing.
Yeah.
Hold on. What were you saying, Paulie?
Oh. No, Tom's right. It was Ocean Spray in the mix until homeboy was riding his skateboard, sipping on Ocean Spray. Now he got totally the Ocean Spray hookup. He got cars. He's like, this little kid should have the Nerf. Should have, I know he was on Crowder, but come on.
That was a great episode, man. Crowder was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't normally watch him, but I thought that clip was great.
Oh no, I watch him I'm a Mug Club member. Okay, represent.
I don't agree with everything he says, but yeah, I of course
me either.
I'm friends with Quarter Black Garrett, so I'm a little biased, but yeah, I enjoy some of the stuff they do.
Oh wow, name dropping. Can I meet him?
Quarter Black. He was wearing a robe.
I love Quarter Black. Quarter Black is so fucking humble, guys. You have no idea. He
seems like the nicest guy in the world.
He is.
Just saying, homie. Just saying. With the name drops right now. What's up?
Yeah, I know.
I could get really fucking. You really want me to start name dropping?
Yeah, do it on my channel because then I can add it in a tag.
I love you, Tom. Just playing.
Outside of being friends with Robert Meyer Burnett, let's see here.
That wasn't my first interview with Lauren Chen. No.
It wasn't though. She's been on the channel before.
Yeah, that one got me too.
No, it's awesome.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, McKinney?
It sounds like if this was the kid was just asked for a water gun, it would be the same thing. This person, it just sounds like, I hate to use this term, it sounds like a soy boy.
Well, he is, and the worst part is this. Let's just get it out there one more time. It's Santa Claus, people. Santa is supposed to bring joy to kids, and if Santa at the mall does his job and isn't hammered like some of them are, or a weirdo.
Bad Santa's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Both Chicago, right? So or Illinois.
Look at the mom in the eyes, and if mom gives you the okay, we'll see. Make sure you're a good boy, and maybe you'll have it under the tree. That's all this guy had to do. And
it's even more fun if mom doesn't want him to have it.
Yeah. You know what? This would be a different video that probably would get more support on the other side if Santa said yes and the mom said no. You know, like
well, you're right, because that shouldn't be really. I mean, you like you were saying earlier, look at the parents, get an idea. You know what I mean? Use a neutral answer. You know, really, I would figure if I was a mall Santa, I'd be diplomatic in that way. And
it's the easiest job. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to say shit other than we'll see if you're good. You know, that's all you got to say.
Right.
Like that's not a yes, that's not a no. Then you got an easy out. You're not putting your politics into the bullshit. It's that easy. You listen to what a kid wants. Half of them are going to want shit you're never going to be able to give them anyway.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
like part of the dream, part of the fantasy,
rifle.
letting them believe that they're going to get it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And
write that letter to
I
Santa.
ruined the fantasy.
You play neutral, whether it's a Nerf gun or a Barbie. You know what I mean?
Well, you say you're going to give them the Nerf gun, and then they get the Phantom Menace Volume 1. Come on.
There you go. See,
Plug for Steven.
Well, what I miss is the fact they don't have the policy.
No, you don't want that, kid. Read Gotham High.
Oh God.
Oh jeez. What were you saying, Script?
Well, what I kind of miss is the fact that at least when I was a kid, the malls had the same mall Santa like every year, at least the ones that I know of. There's one over when you drive like into the city of Toronto. We have like it's called the Eaton Center.
Yeah, but you live in Canada. There's 10 people in Canada, Script.
I mean,
they're okay.
Come on,
aside from the little truth in that, they had the same mall Santa there for a while. And what was interesting is that this guy would memorize the names of the kids that would sit on his lap. And it was always this really freaky and special environment for the family, because the kid would come in and be like, "Oh, hey, Timmy, you grew an extra 4 inches this past year. How are you doing?" And the kid would always
that's a dedicated Santa, man.
Well, the thing is that we found out that the guy who worked that thing, he actually was like a partner in ownership of the mall. So he just liked being friends with, like, you know, doing all those types of things. And when he started it, apparently he had rules like when you brought your kid up, you'd fill a little card with their name on it for the photo, so that, and then Santa would get that in a queue number, so he would know who it is. So as soon as the kid come in, he'd already say, hi Jessica, hi Sarah, hi Bobby, and really create that atmosphere of like, yes, this guy knows the children.
Like
and he got really
evangelist.
good at that. What was that?
Like an evangelist.
Like an evangelist, a little bit, yeah. But after a couple of years, he actually started, the same kids would be showing up every year, and he would remember them without having to use the card stuff. And that was kind of like this really special thing. And I know this because my girlfriend in high school at the time was one of the elves that worked for him. And
sexy elf.
She keep that.
Yes, she did that 2 years in a row because it was a great job, and she had a lot of fun, and the kids didn't, mess themselves on.
You did too.
Yeah, did Santa's little helper come home?
You want to see the North Pole, young lady?
See,
I'm glad that story had a happy ending. I thought it was going to take a real dark turn for a second there.
But I mean, you just don't get that type of dedication so much anymore. And I it's because it's you have something that's supposed to be fun for the kids, and even though like little kids are terrified by the concept because you have to sit on a stranger's lap in a giant red velvet suit.
Like, I'd be a little worried. It's like my kid comes back a year later and he knows her name. I'd be like, why is this guy remembering my kid?
I know, right?
I don't trust it.
I know, that's where I was expecting Script's story to go like a dark turn. Like, yeah, it turns out this guy was actually stalking all these kids all year round.
Yeah, he's on the registry now.
No. I think he retired some years ago, and everything's all changed now. They don't even think. I don't even think.
No. I'm glad it had a happy ending. Like I said,
you're definitely glad it had a happy ending. What were you going to say, McKinney? I know you were trying to say something.
A Canadian happy ending.
Of course, if it was Steven in that situation, it's not him getting the kids on his lap; it's getting the single mothers on his lap. That's
right, Steven, you would be a good bad Santa.
See, that'd be a good reason to be a mall Santa. Be like, "Hi, Timmy, how are you doing this year? How's mommy and daddy? Daddy doesn't live with us no more. Oh, that's just sad." And then you wink at
push
mommy.
Timmy to the side, mommy.
Why don't you tell Santa your phone number?
I'm a bad Santa. That's being the little person, the little elf.
I could see Steven. I could see Steven with the hat. And then with the red suspenders, but no shirt, right? Barrel chest and shit, like.
Oh my God,
that's gonna be a meme soon.
Mommy and I got to go in the back to negotiate your presents. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. You stay right here.
Well, that's too long.
Right there. Someone put a Santa hat on that.
Sorry,
I'm trying to give Steven the benefit of the doubt.
Sorry, Steven. Sorry.
No, Steven would be a pimp at it. He would be great. It's like, oh, like if you want that gift, you better tell mommy to come give Santa a hug.
That's what I'm saying. Put this hat on him, but just with no shirt.
Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let us I don't even want to. I'm just glad it turned out good. This kid's parents, I watched the interview on Crowder with a friend of a friend who is Quarter Black Garrett was on the show. So I have to say Crowder did an amazing job like giving this kid the gift of what Santa's supposed to be. That idea that like, if you telling the little boy, if you were good, and listen to your parents and give your mom a hug and your mom a kiss and your dad a hug. And it was just a beautiful moment for a guy who I know YouTube probably wrote that last article we talked about was one of the reasons. And I think more people, the parents are paying it forward now. Crowder wanted to give them a bunch of gifts. He said, well, there's other families that can use it. We're doing well, so it's the spirit of giving. And it just, I'm sorry I have to say it because I hate canceling people, but I'm glad that dude got fired. All right.
Well, he clearly was in the wrong employment. It's not like I'm sure he'll have a hard time finding a job at some soy restaurant.
Oh, he'll be a
barista. Whatever he normally does.
So he got fired?
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I would have fired his ass. I'm sorry.
He was fired primarily for upsetting a child. I had deliberately upsetting a child. Like that's the reason. It's not the fact that he said no for a gun. He's like he intended to upset that child, pretty much.
Right. I'm sure mall Santas have been fired for a lot less in the past,
and a lot more too.
Well, I didn't want to go there.
Yeah, no.
We don't have to go there.
Canadian Santa.
What are you babbling about, author? All I hear is something about elves.
Hey, well, Santa might live in Canada. I mean, the North Pole is kind of part of Canada.
Yeah, up next, Soy Easter Bunny. Soy Easter Bunny is the next one. The Easter Bunny won't bring anything but multicolored eggs. They can't be a solid
Easter Bunny
color.
did this? He's fucking dead.
No,
sounds like Jay Leno.
No chocolate. You get meat alternatives.
You get carob instead.
No, it's almond chocolate.
Oh God, I can't get away from this story. Jesus.
Oh my God. All right.
What is
it?
Story we can, but
look at Sleepy Baby Yoda. I'll look at Sleepy Baby Yoda while you.
No, that's the scene from Friday's episode where he dies.
He didn't.
All right.
You're so mean.
I did send you a story, Scott.
You did? Okay. Well, we're gonna run through
and
this.
And it's got a Latino slant to it.
I like a lot. All right. So, McKinney, why don't you read a little bit of this for us and see how far we go?
All right. This is coming from ScreenRant.com. Hashtag fix Miss Marvel trends due to Miss Marvel's controversial casting rumors. Some rumored casting choices for Miss Marvel don't sit well with the MCU fans, causing them to demand Kevin Feige and his team to hashtag fix Miss Marvel. Marvel's under fire for some of the rumored casting choices for Miss Marvel, resulting in the hashtag Fix Miss Marvel trending online. While one of the up-and-coming MCU projects on Disney Plus, the show will debut Iman Vellani as the titular character Kamal Khan. But while fans are excited for her portraying the part, it's not like that for some of her co-stars. Khan was only introduced in 2014, making her a relatively new character, but she quickly became a fan favorite. That's debatable. First, for being the first Muslim American superhero to star in her own comic book series, Ms. Marvel, which was officially confirmed at the D23 Expo by Kevin Feige himself. And the project is currently available in production, with various set photos making their way online and giving the public their first look at the TV show. No official cast has been confirmed by Marvel Studios this far, but some reported additions to the series don't sit well with a lot of fans. And you can see down here.
Was it really trending? I don't remember seeing it. Trending.
Yeah, I remember seeing it trending. As you can see here, there's a lot of problems was with. Oh, here we go. It's important.
Yeah, read that.
it's important to note that none of these casting choices have been officially announced by Marvel Studios at this point, so it's best to take them with a huge grain of sodium chloride. All that being said, Kevin Feige and his team typically don't confirm casting of or any news concerning to their upcoming projects without a designated event for it. Sorry about that. Given this, it's possible that the aforementioned actors are indeed involved with Ms. Marvel, prompting a Twitter account and all the fans who share the same sentiments.
Yeah, let's skip all this. What were the actors do they have the character descriptions?
So let's see.
I know there's one actor that they thought was a criminal, but he just has the same name as.
No, he's been one of the actors. I think it was supposed to play her friend Bruno. Was they were accused of Title IX accusations. Here we go. Andrew Brodeur, who based his social media activity, will likely be involved in the show. He has had multiple Title IX allegations filed against him, but none of them have been confirmed. And then you have Zenobia Shroff, who's a non-Muslim Indian, playing Kamal's Pakistani Muslim mother. And I think Andrew Brodeur is also, they're trying to go after him because he's a Trump supporter as well.
Yeah. That's, oh God, no.
That sounds crazy. All of that sounds insane.
It does.
Just because you're accused of something doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to work. Just because you belong to a different religion doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to play a character. This is crazy.
It's insane.
And then I think I heard one of them was. I think one of the casting choices was doxed too.
Yeah, Sam, what were you gonna say?
Oh, sorry. I just think it's completely insane. For one point, the fellow that they're accusing of being a Trump supporter, he actually came out recently. He said he didn't vote for Trump, so they're basically pulling shit out of their asses on that front. And
well, he's probably saying that to save his career too, though.
Exactly. I mean, who knows, really? I mean, I'm hesitant to attack anybody's motives here, so it's all just opinion. I'm sure you understand.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
But that's the problem. I really don't understand what the rules are here anymore. I mean, 1 minute it's you've got to be a complete ethnic, religious background match for your character, and then just a couple of months ago, everybody was 3 cheers for Black Anne Boleyn. And I'm like, what are the rules anymore? What are the rules? Exactly. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, so they have an issue with a comic book character not being accurate, but a historical character, they don't care if it's accurate. Again, it goes back to what Jayne said earlier. Pick a route to go and stick with it. It's like it's like canon breaking, like you're giving us one thing and then all of a sudden you veer right. And it's like, oh no, but this is completely different because we don't agree with it.
It's the hypocrisy that's just so annoying. It's the hypocrisy that kills me.
Yeah. I think it comes down to the fact that it's just like the people, I hate being blunt about this, but there's just really disdain towards, non-POCs, particularly white people in anything now.
Asians are with us. We got the
Asians.
Yeah,
they're white adjacent.
Well, but
I denounce white supremacy on this channel. I just want everybody to know.
I denounce white supremacy.
Yep. Okay. So what do you got here, Steven?
Hold on. I can't.
You can't breathe? You okay?
Data Racer collecting a whole bunch of the issues here.
Okay.
And as you'll see, they talk about doxing the 23-year-old Andrew Brodeur, accusing him of being an offender of certain things. But as what I mentioned earlier, it's not actually the same guy. The real person is twice as old as that person, and he's already been incarcerated. Is my understanding.
I don't remember what. I'm sorry. I feel like a moron. Title IX. What's that one again?
That's anti-discrimination.
It's the anti-discrimination. I think it deals with the whole thing in college. With the
like Title IX
harassments and such like that. Yeah.
But, did somebody Facebook trigger some people?
What that say?
Now?
Facebook. That's what I'm saying. Because Facebook is a prop. They're one of they only like one narrative. So did they? I guess they said something out of the box.
Let me just say this, Steven. It's it's amazing for me to say this. Facebook is the only one out of the big, 4 or 3 that actually does allow a little bit more right-leaning stuff to get through.
A little bit more, but not much.
They also go really hard left, like with those pictures of a grown man and a little girl, in a relationship.
I didn't mean to take that left field. My bad.
No, you totally did. Thanks for taking the left field.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Read on, Steven. Tell us about this.
Okay. Well, what I find about this that's disturbing is more so just the attitude. Here we have they're calling Yasmin Fletcher too white to play a Turkish Muslim and accusing him, too white to play a part. Or you're an actor. Turkish people are not that dark of skin.
No, they're pretty white.
Yeah, they're very biracial, right? They're pretty light. But also,
bro,
as much as people who would do this, who would call someone else an ist or a phobe for not liking something or not being a part of their hive mind, they also approve of people like Letitia Wright getting bullied and harassed. Like, she had to quit her social media because she was saying something they didn't like, and then she automatically became all of these different ists and phobes and things. And we're seeing this in this kind of attitude in Andrew Brador, who, as Script was saying earlier, was accused of being an offender, a special kind of offender, and because the SJWs looked up his name to dox him, found someone else, found a narrative that they liked, didn't bother to look any further into who this person was and find out they were different, and then began to project that upon their victim. So disinformation.
Well, and Steven, real quick, in the world we live in today, too, once that's out there, even if you correct it, people will always think he's that guy.
Right, and they depend on that. They depend on that echo chamber. Yeah. They depend on that word of the grapevine to distort what they are trying to project.
That guy needs to sue them.
He does.
Yep. And on top of that, this is a great lesson for parents, new parents, to start thinking of creative, unique names for their children so that they can't be misconstrued with other people. Because Andrew's a really common name. Like, we got to get rid of the Andrews. Like, and call them different names, like Artie.
Wow, I mean, not like bias.
No, I'm all the easier names. Let's get some cool things in there, like Loxama from Star Trek.
We also got to get rid of the Alex and the Ryans, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And the Scots. There's too many damn Scots.
Yeah, there is. There's only one. What were you gonna say, Jayne?
I was
and Paulie
and Stevens.
This does kind of also speak to the stupidity and ridiculousness of race as a concept, because for years, West Asians were considered Caucasian, and now suddenly they're people of color. It's just the most bizarre thing in the world. I'm very
confused by it. I can't keep up. Paulie.
We talked about this, Jayne. So we're Latino.
Exactly. It's like sometimes you're white, sometimes you're not. The Irish were white, then they weren't, then they were. And the Italians weren't.
You mean I'm not white?
It's ridiculous.
It's just stupid. The whole thing.
Does Dad know?
What? Daddy doesn't know. Paulie, what do you think about it?
Okay, well, Mrs. Slant is an actor, and she had a huge role, I want to say a little over 10 years ago, where if she pulled off what she had pulled off back then, she wouldn't have been able to do the role today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though she's Brazilian, she's not Boricua, right?
Right.
Man, she killed the audition. She got the role out, and it's not a big problem. You can look her up. Yeah. And she played Mark Anthony's sister in El Cantante.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like she wouldn't be able to do that role now because people gone out of their minds, man. What's that?
So is she playing the friend or the mother? Because if she's playing the mother, she looks really young.
This actress is playing the friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the friend. No, what I was saying, Paulie, is like if you don't fit the exact listed, description, you can't go for a role now.
That's what I'm saying. Is that it's like we've overshot, and the people's good intentions. It's like they've gone nuts with it. To where
Well, meanwhile, over in England, Anne Boleyn is being played by a black woman. So
exactly. And that's the thing. My position has always been that they should look like the character. I don't care about their quote unquote race or ethnic background, or
Well,
everybody's
exactly.
mixed anyway. But they should at
No
least just look like
extraterrestrials
the
playing
character every
humans,
time.
please.
Right.
This is the other thing I find slightly. This is the other thing I find slightly on the nose. I mean, there's this complaint about the fact that she's Christian and she's not supposed to be playing a hijabi Muslim.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah,
Muslim in the hijab as well. And it's like, okay, so it's perfectly okay for Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand to get a bunch of non-Muslims to wear hijab in response to the Christchurch bombing, but this is now not okay.
Oh,
There
you go again. The hypocrisy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I think they're getting is that they're actors. That's the point of acting. Is you're supposed to play a role that's not based in real life. That's not your own. You're supposed to be acting.
Yeah, Makani, but the thing is that for decades, people who look like those roles weren't even getting to play those roles. That's why the overshoot, man. You understand?
Right. Yeah, I understand the course correction.
And that's because those great roles are so far and few to play Mark Anthony's sister in a big film. That's a coveted role. That's not going to be played. And so like there was so many people that went after that one role that you got to play against J-Lo and Mark Anthony. It's like, whoa. So you want to get it right, but you don't want to be misguided and let's just say it. You don't want to discriminate.
Right. Well, let's just say you got a Latino actress that is perfect for the role, but because they're saying she isn't Turkish, even though the complexion could be close or exactly the same.
Identical.
Exactly.
Identical. You're right. Because Esai Morales has played a Middle Eastern. There's been Middle Eastern and what's his name? He was he's a New Zealand actor. He's played Chicano. He's played Latino. If you got that look, where you can play all these different types of roles.
Exactly. But people then have to understand that humans are actually so similar that race is ridiculous. So they have to continue to enforce or reinforce these ideas of that racial division exists by pretending that these people don't look exactly alike. And it's ridiculous. Because a person with Middle Eastern ancestry and someone with Mediterranean ancestry look the same.
Yes.
This is nonsensical.
It's like, I'm sorry, this Sicilian kid can't play a Greek. Oh, okay. They look almost exactly alike.
If Will Smith wants to play me in the movie version, go for it.
Totally. I'm down with that, right?
Why not?
I'm down with that. No. Toxic Man Flew for $2. Thank you, my brother. He says, Go-Goo soup is a delicacy among Empire elites. He is correct. Remember my hashtag I started last year. Hashtag Baby Yoda soup. And then
he's using him as a donor in the series. So yeah, that would probably be what the soup is for.
Toxic Man Flew again for $5 this time. Thank you so much. It's not that they have an opinion that bothers me. It's that they think I should care. There you go. The truth is if that's the problem with people's opinions, it's like we're at a point in the world where if you don't even if you don't want to debate them or argue with them, you just don't want to say anything, they take offense to that too.
Well, there's a lot of
silence is complacent.
Silence is complicity. Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of good points in the chat, right? But I want Mrs. Slant who went to college for this, who went to Rutgers, who mastered in this, who, day in, day out, man, she grinds. I want her to have man. First of all, it's about your talent, okay? Yes. It's about your talent, and that's how you get in the room. So I come at it a little differently, but I can see just people overshooting this. People in Hollywood just overshooting it.
Well, would you agree, Paulie? The beginning of this was to get people of different, like people POCs, whatever the hell you want to call them. I don't even know what to say. But to get them in the room, but their talent should be the reason they get the job. Like I understand the idea of giving people more chances because for a long time it was a world where people of color could not get into the room. But they've, like you said, overshot it, where now if they get in the room, they should have it. If
the roles were always very stereotypical and very minor.
Right.
Okay, they were like dressing, or they're pretty they're
like
pretty awfully written roles, right? Then there were better roles, but they weren't being played, or they were rewritten to be played by a Denzel Washington or a Jennifer Connelly. Those were Latino roles. They were Latino roles in Training Day, in The Beautiful Mind. They just got rewritten. Or, if I get Jennifer Connelly, I'm going to go Jennifer Connelly because that's a name. Right. I get it, right? And then there's also it's also just nepotism, man. That is there.
Exactly.
That is there. But Mrs. Slant is a grinder. She's awfully talented and got a great look. So I'm proud of all the different roles she's able to go after and get. And so I have a different respect for actors.
Yeah, respect that, man.
We still live in a society where there aren't a whole lot of really great roles. And when they do create a role, specifically when they race swap, it's often worse. And Batwoman is probably the best, most recent example of that. They degraded the character into a complete and total stereotype and then casted a Black woman for it. So
it's horrifying.
It's insane. It's terrible. And so we're still in that society where there aren't that many good roles, and what roles they do create, they're still stuck in the past.
Well, that also comes because they went to the easy route for character flaws, which is, a drug addict and a criminal. I mean, those are way too easy. You can't do anything with any depth or conviction, like someone who just is estranged from their parents because they have a different philosophy on life or what have you, or maybe there's an accident that drove them apart. That's where there's no real fault on either side, but they have a bias because of that situation. Like, there's nothing with any actual heart or depth to relate to. It's just, okay, we know these 5 common things that kind of swindle a very superficial audience, so we'll use those as opposed to something that might make a person really connect with that character and want to see them overcome that obstacle.
Right. It's a valid argument we got going here, but I want to move on to the last article. Paulie, if you could share that on the screen, I'll bring it up. Yeah. If you don't mind going through it, but I'll read these real quick. Terminest for $2. Thank you so much.
What is with all that Baby Yoda hate? What is with the Baby Yoda?
I love it. If Grogu were barbecued, he'd be a doner kebab. That's great. So that's great. And from one of my original OG brothers of the fourth wave,
Coil.
Killer show, guys. Thank you for $2. Guys, usually, I don't know if he's having it tonight, but after this show, Immortal Coil usually has his savage perspective. So please check it out. Follow this man. He's a great dude, a great dad, a great YouTuber. I'll give him okay.
Yeah, he holds a live stream like a champ, guys. Really, if you want to check out somebody's deep conversation and really knowledgeable what he's talking about, Immortal does great streams on his own.
He does. They're fun to be on too. So our last article of the night is one Paulie brought to us. We didn't even plan on it, and I'm glad he's bringing it up because it looks good.
Bitties.
And I have to say that my Latino Slant staff is Steve Kenobi, who brought this to me.
I love Steve Kenobi. Steve is the greatest Latino I know.
he's a lot of things to a lot of people.
You got the greatest king of Westeros as your right-hand man.
He is.
Yeah, I got a good staff. I got Cholos, I got Cousins, and I got Stieg. Zorro drama with female lead from Rebecca Rodriguez, Sofia Vergara, and Propagate in works at NBC. Exclusive. NBC's developing Zorro. God,
why, Robert?
That right there is just so stupid, that first line. A contemporary take on the classic masked vigilante character with a gender swap.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Something tells me Robert Rodriguez did not like this idea, and he's just playing into it because he needs money for another movie.
Well,
I mean,
who's
even the
Rebecca
photo is
Rodriguez?
like-
I think that's his new wife.
That's his new wife, or is it his kid?
Rebecca?
I don't think he has daughters. I think he has only sons.
Okay, I didn't know.
He's got Rocket. Yeah, I don't know. Writer director Rebecca Rodriguez. Oh, you know what? It might be a sibling. He's got 10.
That's true.
Yeah,
I didn't even think it could be a sister. Yeah.
And I know a few of them, and I think there is a Rebecca.
Was Mama working? Or
Well,
did
he's not identifying as Rebecca. It's a sibling,
No,
most likely.
If it is a sibling, okay.
And I know a few of them are have worked and written for Robert in the past. So
he uses his family a lot on their crew because he likes to keep things tight.
correct.
Respect.
Writer director Rebecca Rodriguez, Sofia Vergara, and her Latin we, as well as Ben Silverman and Howard T. Owens propagate. CBS Studios, where Propagate has a deal, will co-produce with Universal TV. Co-written by the brother and sister duo of There You Go. Hello.
There we go. Answered our question.
Robert and Rebecca Rodriguez, and to be directed by Rebecca. Zorro centers around Sola Dominguez. Sola means one, guys. Sola.
Oh, really?
Thank God, 'cause I had no clue.
Snappy.
An underground artist who fights for social injustice as contemporary version of
Wait.
the mythical.
Oh, that's
Basically, this
okay.
is helping out your little sister.
you
That's what this is. This is helping out your little sister.
Oh, boy.
Time out. It's like
Wait a second.
they're not even hiding it anymore.
Speaking
They're
of
not even hiding it.
nepotism,
I mean, everything we just talked about is leading up to this, right?
This is really antithetical to Robert Rodriguez because he likes to do strong, fun women characters. And I think this year he probably got into an argument with his sister, and it probably cut us the divide. And then she's like, "We can make up if you help me get this show made."
But it's not
just how-
Zorro. Why not just name it something else? Why do we have to take the names of stuff?
These people don't have an imagination of their own. If they present their material,
wait a minute now.
Never sell without the brand of Zorro.
Then they
script. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a deal going around for a while that they were going to try and bring back, what's his face, Antonio Banderas, and the next movie they were gonna do like a new reboot with it was gonna be the daughter of Zorro or some shit like that, but he was still gonna be in it and training her and shit.
There was rumors that Antonio Banderas was going to come back. His older son Joaquin was, I think, going to be in it, and he was going to have a daughter. And I think Joaquin was going to be killed, and the daughter would learn swords, like learn how to be the next, like the next fox, because that's what Zorro is translated.
So that could be cool.
And she'd be learning from her father how to.
Whoa, real quick,
how to sword
real
fight.
quick. Zorro's what?
Zorro is basically just Spanish for the fox, I believe.
Oh.
Because that's
Paulie, I
what
don't
he's
mean
called.
to
Because he's
throw it
called
to you, but is
his
that
layer
right?
is called Layer of the
Latino
Fox.
Jack.
And
Dude, this
Latino. I was gonna say Latino interpreter.
He didn't
Is that
say
correct?
nothing. Paulie didn't say nothing, and you were like, "Oh, I've got to reference this with my Latino." friend."
Consequentialist is in the chat.
Trust the
Help me
Canadian.
out, Consequentialist.
Could it be like a dialect of some?
I mean, what, is the script doctor too white? Did he not know this stuff? What?
It's Spanish for fox.
Well, we
Yeah, it's Spanish for fox.
Well-
I always thought there was another word for fox.
huh?
oh, I'm sure there
Well,
is.
One
Maybe-
Latino knows all about all
Oh,
of the
no.
Latino stuff.
He needs to
Yeah,
know
no,
any
no.
Latino
All of
language.
the
He's-
concepts.
Honestly, it's probably one of those things where it was, and then when Zorro became famous, they changed the word for fox because it became too much of a.
No, what
Right.
I'm thinking, Tom, is that it's just not something you hear like this type of Spanish. Maybe that's it's from Spain.
Could very well be
It's
like
all one
yeah.
dialect and all.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, because the story
I
is
mean,
that
you do.
Zorro is from Spain. He
Oh,
moved
listen to-
to
Look at
California.
this. Yeah, look at
To
the.
help
All I'm going to
liberate
say
the
real
local
quick,
there.
Paulie, because they're
Look at the
making fun of me
consequence.
for asking you that question. You
Yeah,
do
that's
have
pretty-
the
that is
name
pretty-
Latino in your channel, so you have to understand all forms of Latino things. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty awful of you, and
Oh my god.
I'm going to cancel you right now. But a
Can you do
consequentialist.
that?
I love it.
So here's the thing, guys. It would be Sora because it's a woman.
Yep.
which sounds really awful.
yeah.
That goes against the Latinx thing, though, doesn't it?
It would have to see Zorex.
No, not
I
this
just got all
again.
cramped. My back just got all cramped.
Well, here's the
thought that
weird
was a
thing. So, if this concept did not have Zorro attached to it, it would not sell, and that's really the only reason. That's why they're doing it. They're just saying, okay, Zorro is a property that's it's borderlines on public domain right now. It's not quite, but there are some aspects that could be used in different countries, and I think that's exactly what they're doing here. Robert Rodriguez has been, puppy-eyed by his younger sister, who he probably heard at some point, and she has strong-armed him into attaching his name to this show so that she can do something, and then maybe also Robert Rodriguez can get some money to co-finance another movie he wants to make.
Social justice narratives don't stand on their own. That's why they have to use pre-established properties in order to push their garbage.
But Steven,
Her life is threatened by several criminal organizations after she exposes him.
See, this reminds me of the old
daughter would have been so much better.
The criminal organizations are all going to be straight white men.
Well, maybe she could follow like some of like the Marvel characters and steal Zorro's outfit, make it better, and not earn the title.
with missing chest, a lot of cleavage. I mean, I'd be down.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe she does in fact find her ancestors' sword or something. Just tie it in.
The power of Zorro compels her. Jayne Theory for $2. All of this baby Yoda hate. Right after Jayne Theory's $2, and thank you, Jayne, you didn't have to do that. We have another $2 from Toxic Man Flu, who says, "Grogu on a stick?" ? Anyone? And Toxic Man Flu again for $2 has Grogu Chalupa.
Grogu.
Dude, you're on fire tonight, brother. Thank you.
Nice.
Well, remember this. Didn't Robert Rodriguez, wasn't he lined up to do the Mask of Zorro, and then Alex Kurtzman got involved, and then he left the project?
Oh God!
I mean, Script Doctor. There's been so many incarcerations.
There's been a lot of incarcerations in Hollywood. Yes, there's been so many incarnations of Zorro.
In a cage.
Since the 90s, they've been trying to do a modern one. Correct. So it's been handed down and handed down.
There was a 90s Zorro show that Adam West guest starred on. I've been trying to find that on DVD to buy, but it's been tricky.
Yeah,
but I do know his family, Robert's brothers and sisters, and they're all very talented people. So, that might be one thing. Is that he's gonna give one of his kid sisters a shot. And on that, I think that's pretty.
I'd
cool.
rather see Robert Rodriguez doing regular Zorro, though. That's my problem.
Oh hell yeah!
If you want to do a reimagining and make Zorro a woman,
come on.
Fine, but listen, when they say fighting for social justice, then we know what direction it's going in.
It's written by Deadline. So that's one thing, Nelly.
But this is also the world where 007 is going to be a woman soon. You know what I mean?
This is Deadline, guys. Propagate set out to develop a TV series reimagining of Zorro with female protagonist last season as one of the company's first projects under its first look deal with CBS Studios. The idea's first incarnation, written by Alfredo Barrios Jr., was set up at NBC. Everything else here is just
we don't have to go through the whole thing. I mean, it's just, again, it's like pretty much we just have to insert like the major tones of what the article's talking about, because everything else is a carbon copy of everything that's been going on for the past couple of years with, we're going to gender swap this one, or we're going to change this, this historical, I can't even think. I'm so angry right now. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Well, here's the biggest trouble with a social justice show is that the concept of social justice is very undefined. It changes like every couple months. What was once social justice last year is not social justice now. So how do you maintain that type of narrative on a television show?
You denounce white supremacy.
Yes, I do.
That's basically all you can do.
This just feels like a big bait and switch.
It does, yeah.
Because, I mean, who doesn't want... Okay, seriously, think about this for a minute. The legend comes alive. Diego Luna stars in Robert Rodriguez's Zorro. Come the fuck on! Seriously!
Yep.
Like, who doesn't want that?
Yep.
It'd be dope.
I'm still checking.
Dude, that first Zorro movie.
But now with Zora, can you do the same
featuring Cheech Marin?
Tom, can you do the same pitch, but now Zora?
No, I don't want to. I hadn't even got to half of the cast yet, because Danny Trejo's in this bitch too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey Zorro, I will fuck you up. He's the bad guy, like, come on. Oh,
why am I blanking on the guy who played Richie Valens?
Lou Diamond Phillips, that's his dad.
Yeah.
That's his dad. No. Eddie Olmos has to be in every Latino film. Come on, Eddie Olmos.
Well, I love Lou Diamond Phillips, but he would be canceled for all the different roles he played in the 80s.
And then Oscar Isaac will play his brother who gets killed in the beginning.
He was really cool though, because he made sure no one knew what he was. I think Lou Diamond Phillips played it really well because no one could figure out what he was. To this day, I have no idea what his ethnic background is.
I thought he was native.
He's native mixed with.
I don't want to ask.
Whoa, hold on. I have a bone to pick.
Here we go.
I have a bone to pick with Runner. I guess you're a Runner now. You were Runner Studios before. I don't know if you can make your mind up. Little man, Latinx slant? Hell no.
Latinx?
Oh, jeez. And Lou Diamond Phillips is Native American Filipino mix.
Filipino, Native American, and he grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
I loved him in La Bamba. He was great.
Fuck yeah! I mean, he looks nothing like Richie Valens.
Richie Valens was a chubby, chubby light-skinned Mexican from Pacoima. Okay, guys, and he didn't know how to speak.
Sands looks more like him.
Yes,
exactly. No, that Jim Belushi would have been great.
No, you're not kidding.
John Belushi. Yeah.
He was a talented young man that died way too soon in a legendary plane crash now. I mean,
but you know what makes that movie so great is him and I think we just talked about him earlier. Isai Morales, is that who plays his brother in it?
Mm-hmm.
Those two,
good
man,
like so good.
They both got robbed for that movie for not getting Oscars. I think they did get. I think the brother did get nominated.
His brother, who played Bob, was amazing. He was so good. The dude's a really good actor.
Great cast.
Yeah, man.
And I love the mother. I've been doing it for, I don't know how old that movie is now, but I've been doing it since it came out. The part where, and it's horrible, but I do it anyways. When Richie dies and she gets to college, like, Bob, why my Richie, Bob? And I just love that. I don't know, something about she didn't sell it to me.
Now, were any of those people Latinx? Or was that not a thing?
What is Latinx? I don't even know what it is.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
I don't want to ask.
It's supposed to be a gender-neutral term.
Shut up, Scott.
Hold on. I don't want to ask any certain person on the panel, but if someone Latino X means, I don't know. There might be someone on this panel that might know. Just asking. Tom, do you know?
The designated Latina?
I don't know what it is.
I just want to say, Scott, I don't appreciate this box you put me in. Brown box.
The actual definition is Mexican porn. That's what it is.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Oh my God.
Merry Christmas, Bob. No,
Okay, all right. Real quick. Latinx was created in academia. It was picked up by the media when the Orlando shooting occurred because they were thank you, and it was, I'm having deja vu. I think
I was just about to say that, dude.
Just did the same thing.
We did it last week.
Last week.
Scott, you're repeating your show again?
No, I thought it was funny to bring him, put him on the spot. I'm sorry.
Academia and people in Hollywood have run with it. And people who are of the Latino persuasion, who are also maybe don't know their path in life as far as gender and all that stuff, have taken to the name. But in reality, and in everyday life, it's 3% of people that really use that word.
So it is a minority.
It is catching on, but What I find interesting on my Facebook feed, because that's where a lot of kind of Latino people in the business, how they're going back and saying now this is a Latinx film. That's how I'm like, shut the fuck up. Please don't. Let's move. You can move forward that word, but
backwards.
I'm not the only person who's ashamed of people in his own race right now. Thank God.
I mean, it's just not wrong. It's just not correct.
I'm ashamed to be a part of the human race every day.
Tom.
What were you saying, Jayne?
No, I was just saying at least the Latin part is still attached, because the thing that's really weird that you're seeing with Black people is that people are afraid to say Black people. And so they just refer to us as people of color, even if we're the
Black
only
people
talking about.
Literally, Jayne, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be so honest. Like almost, I think about a year ago or like 10 months ago, you were the person who let me know it was okay to say Black, because I didn't like the term POC, because when I was growing up, it was close to what they called Black people, which was wrong. And it was you and Lorena Creel on it. Well, it was you and Lorena Creel that told me it's okay that I'd rather be called this, because things change every few years. It's like, okay, Afro-American.
I can tell you now too, because evidently I'm not white.
Well, what are you?
So Zora.
Zora?
I mean, the legend of Zora.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think La Zora is going to work anyway, because the rapier is far too phallic a weapon, in my opinion.
What about a dagger?
I find the name rapier problematic.
Rapier dagger, Mr.
It'd be
McCabe.
a foil. That's what it would be.
All right. Well, I think we'll close it out. I think we're ending it on a good note.
Yeah. That was a good
laugh.
I was going to say that was a good note.
I know.
Well,
the only good thing is that Steven has a T-shirt on.
Yeah, hold on, Steven. Can we see that T-shirt?
And it was a Megadeth T-shirt, no less.
Oh shit! It's my Megadeth T-shirt.
Oh, I got to do my hair real quick.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. Get sleep. All right, so we're going to close it out. Thank you guys. This has been a lot of fun. We're going to go around and give your outros. So we'll start with Sam. Sam, let them know where they can find you, buddy.
Hello, everybody. You can find me on Twitter and on YouTube. Just look for this space. My latest video is up a couple of days ago. It hasn't been getting much love, so if you haven't seen it yet, please do watch, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. It'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to all the wonderful people on this panel, and yeah, that's it.
So that face you're saying?
Yes, this face.
Not this face.
Not Nick's face.
This time he sounded more like Nick.
I'm very confused right now. Are you guys playing games with me? No. Thank you, Sam. Make sure you guys subscribe to Sam. The link is in the chat. Next up, the guy who's trying out for his new role as, movie guy announcer, Tom from Midnight's Edge, After Dark, and Midnight's Edge Radio. After Dark.
Well, I just want to say I'm going to be putting this up on Twitter, so I want everybody to retweet it. There's going to be a picture and a description so everybody knows what to look for. It's been missing for a while, but can everybody help me find my left sock?
Oh.
Please.
Damn.
Oh, my God. Have you called the authorities?
Yeah, they won't help.
Did you?
It has to be missing. It has to be missing officially for 48 hours.
Right.
So much
Did
can
you
happen.
leave it at your last place?
I think that maybe the washer or dryer ate it. I don't know. I haven't. Maybe it was the dog. I don't know.
Did you guys have an argument?
Are you a cop?
No. I'm just asking questions. Thanks, Tom, for being here. He's on to us. Code Blue. Next up, the Canadian brother with a Santa that remembered his name, Script Doctor.
Wow.
Thank you for that, Scott. That was brilliant. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD and on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScriptDoctor. And just after the show wraps up, I'll be dropping my Star Trek Discovery Episode 8 review. So go check that out.
Oh, I love those, so I don't have to watch the show. So thank you, Script. Always appreciate you being here. Next, our guest of the evening, that could be a panelist if he wants anytime. It is Paulie from Latino Slant, not Latino X Slant, Latino Slant. He is
an OX.
Oh, right. Thank you so much for having me on the show. And this is the last time this Mexican is going to be on this show. Because this is all bullshit.
Is my invitation taken back for tomorrow?
I don't blame you.
And I'm going to put in my hat for the Santa Claus Zorro. I'll play him.
Nice.
We have a great show tomorrow night. We're going to have live musical guests playing Christmas songs, raising money for Music Cares Foundation. So all tips will go to Music Cares, 3:30 tomorrow, Pacific time. Yes. And I got Andy Vargas. I got Nina Diaz playing some awesome Christmas songs. And that's it. So thanks to everyone. I got over 400. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice. Congratulations, man. Stick with us. You'll get to 500 in a year or so. All right. Ho, 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 green giant. Sorry, I'm trying to switch from you, but my computer sucks. All right. Here we go. And next up, Makani, you want me to share this? I'm guessing.
Yeah, not yet, but okay, good.
Oh well, I just did it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone. My name is Makani90, the artisan of Fourth Wave and the Inquisitor of Fourth Wave. You can find me on YouTube, where I do weekly weekly draw streams every Wednesday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Currently, at the moment, we are just overflowed and just overjoyed over the release of Cyberpunk 2077 tomorrow. I am doing one of my own characters kind of in that style, and on Sunday I'm going to try to actually recreate that from the game once I get it in tomorrow. So we've been just having so much fun doing this, and just it's here. It's finally here. After 8 years, it's finally here, and I can't wait for tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully see you guys there on the Sunday streams, because we'll be going more into just kind of deep dives with me and a few others, including 24/7 Fusion Media, who's coming back on, and we'll go ahead and just talk about our experiences playing with the game and such. So, and we're going to finish this up, and I'm hoping to put this on Teespring store real soon. So thank you. Much love, everyone.
Can I just say, I don't blame Paulie for not wanting to come back here. I mean, I started the show with all kinds of white privilege. And now I don't know what the fuck I'm
It's all gone?
It's all,
I believe after we discussed it, I'm going to try to run for the role of Richie Valens on the next remake of La Bamba. I'm chubby. I'm half Italian. I got that Sicilian blood. I could pull it off.
That's probably
also have white.
So if I didn't push Paulie away enough, I just did. All right. Next up, we have the great Jayne Theory.
Hey guys, you can find me here on YouTube, where I post movie and television reviews and pop culture news. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram and Parler at Jayne Theory.
It's the same cadence every time. Perfect. Good job. And finally, the author, Stephen Walton.
Just remember that even though it is a small minority in the human race that act like complete tards, it's our job to laugh at them and point these things out. And we're going to do that together. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Got Supreme Heretics channel coming up on Thursday for the Pegasus Actual Podcast. Can't wait to see that. And come see Jayne Theory on Rogue Entertainment this Saturday, so we can get her watch hours up. I think we're making the permanent move. Rogue Entertainment from now on is going to be on Jayne Theory's channel. So
nice.
Come check that out. Nice. Celebrate that. And thank you guys for being here. Remember to check out the Phantom Collective Indiegogo for the Phantom Collective cards. I think that's really cool for the entire community, everybody in our umbrella fandom. And please support independent creators. Be good to each other. Peace.
Thank you, brother. I'm loving all the stuff about Latina X in there in the chat. This chat is on fire tonight. They're doing fantastic. So thank you to the chat. Guys, if you could please hit like, and also it might be weird, but once this stream is over, come back and comment on this video So just follow the link back after you close it out and comment on the video. I'm just trying to test something, and I would appreciate that. Other than that, guys, thank you. Next week, we'll probably be moving to 7:30 for both my Monday and my Wednesday streams. Being a dad, I got to make sure I can get the kids asleep before I come down here helping mom out. And Saturday after the great show we'll have on Jayne's channel, we'll have a mess of a show on mine. Usually around 9:30 Eastern. Saturday night is the official dump. Paulie, thank you, my brother.
You always say that like you mean number 2. Like
I know that's kind of my. Why do you think I called it the dump? We talk about.
I just don't understand the relationship of sporks to dumps. Like I just don't get it.
Well, that's because you're narrow-minded Canadian.
That's because
I wrote you a theme song.
I know. I still got to sing it. Thanks, Paulie, again. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Sam. Thank you, Makini. As always, author Stephen Walton. Go screw yourself. Script Doctor, I love you, Jayne. As always, thank you very much, guys. Put a spork in it. We are done. Oh, God, that's the wrong one. Oh, that's the done one. Oh, I'm sorry, Stephen.
Is it going to make me gay?
Wash your hands and wash your ass.
I like sporks. I like sporks. You can donate to me by becoming a member. I like sporks. Don't you like sporks? Sporks are not free.